Right now, it's Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in front of a live studio audience. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Laird along with Kevin Harned.
And Tim, this time we're doing brunch with a Swedish spin.
And it really was Grandma's recipe because you've got the card, the original card.
How about that?
You've probably never had pancakes quite like this.
Plus, wait until you see the secret ingredient in this incredible carbonara.
And an amazing secret that's going to change your pasta.
So, right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned, alongside my broadcast partner, Tim Laird.
And Kevin, it's a great day to be in Kitchen Theater because this time we have a real Swedish chef with us. He's the owner of Ada, which means eat in Swedish. And some of his recipes go all the way back to his grandmother's kitchen.
And while you can indulge in Swedish food at Ada, there's a whole world of flavors coming out of the kitchen, from steaks and seafood to Southern comfort food and Italian classics.
It's time to get cooking, so let's meet today's guest. His signature cuisine is unlike anything you've ever seen. Say hello to Chef David Danielson of Ada Restaurant.
How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend.
See you.
It's very funny. I've done this show with you guys so many times, and today we're doing some things that we've never, ever done before, so very excited.
Well,
and,
that's fun. What are we making today?
Today we're going to be making my Swedish pancakes and Swedish meatballs. So the restaurant Ada was named basically after when I was a little boy growing up in Chicago. My grandmother came from Sweden. I used to go over to her house in the mornings, and she used to make me Swedish pancakes. And I have her pan here, which is probably 70, 80 years old, and so we're going to be making it right there.
I'd say attaboy, but that seems like that would be weird.
It's the obvious, right? All right, so should we jump right into this? All right, cool. So what makes a Swedish pancake different than anything else is it's much more like a crepe, where it's very, very thin, a little kind of custardy. So we're going to start off here, 3 eggs, right? And we're just going to crack those eggs into here. And then we're going to whisk these eggs real quick. We're going to add a little bit of sugar to that. What we're going to do is add our flour. And so what I do is I add this flour first, because if you add the milk into the wet ingredients and try and add the flour in, it gets very, very lumpy.
That's a secret.
So like this, I add those eggs, I get the eggs, the sugar going, and then we kind of slowly incorporate that flour into this, and it really kind of makes it thick and like a paste almost. Once we've got the eggs and the flour, we're going to just kind of add in a little bit of milk. I'm just going to kind of...
When you do that, you just by visual, right? And see what kind of consistency that batter is getting.
So I add a little bit of milk at a time to just make sure we're kind of where we need to be.
And it is kind of like a crepe batter. You know what? It's a lot thinner than like a pancake batter that's a little thicker.
And then this is what we're doing here, is I'm melting some butter. So one of the things that really makes this the same as a crepe batter is once you have your egg, your flour mixture, a little bit of sugar, you add melted butter into this recipe, into this batter, okay? And so you do that for a couple reasons. It gives it richness, and it also makes the dough soft. And normally what I do is I would let this rest for probably 20 to 30 minutes. Otherwise, when you cook it, you get a really, really tight, kind of thick dough. So this lets everything settle, the glutens work out, and you have a really nice tender product.
So that's a good secret. You don't want to rush it. You want to let it sit. And I think even with all batters, you should do that, right?
Yeah,
Rather
for
than
sure,
make
yeah.
it and then go ahead and throw it in the pan.
I do that when I'm making waffles or pancakes.
You let it rest just on the counter or in the fridge? Where?
You know, for 20, 30 minutes, I leave it out on the counter. It's fine. And then the second part of this, we're going to get that going in a minute, is we're going to make some Swedish meatballs. Yep. So I've made a couple of these, and what it is 2 parts beef, 1 part pork. It's some breadcrumbs, a little bit of milk, a little bit of grated onion, some salt and pepper, and the flavoring, what really makes these different is ground allspice.
Oh, interesting.
So you add the allspice into that, and that's what kind of really gives it its unique flavor, okay? So once we get this pan going, and so there's a couple ways to do this, right? If you're making a bunch, you can make them like this on a sheet pan, then you throw them in the oven. They really cook pretty fast, probably 7 to 10 minutes in the oven. And I just kind of cook them like about 325 kind of low and in there, and then I bring them out. And then right before I'm ready to do it, I get a hot pan going. And that way, you can just put these kind of in the pan.
And everybody loves Swedish meatballs, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, you can, once I have them cooked, you can come in the pan and brown them up. Or you can do them really from raw like this, if you like to get them a little more crispy and done like that. So either way, they're delicious and you can't go wrong.
So we're going to let those cook a little bit, and when we come back, we're going to finish up the pancakes with the Swedish meatballs. All right, stay with us on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We're here at our home base in Paristown, and we're in front of a great studio audience who's learning the secrets from David Danielson from Ada Restaurant over on the east side of town. It's great to see you again.
All right. I'm so happy to be here sharing these family recipes. So now we've got our Swedish meatballs are browned, completely cooked all the way through.
They look great.
I'm going to add a little sauce. So this is just a little bit of veal demi-glace, a little brown sauce. Then it has a teeny bit of whole grain mustard and a little bit of heavy cream in there. And so that's just kind of nice light sauce that we're going to toss this.
Oh, that'll be really savory.
A lot of flavor.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm telling you about the flavor and everything else.
Rich.
All right.
And
now,
here, by the way, here's that famous pan, your grandmother's pan. And what do you call that again?
Plata pan.
And you know what? You can also see it right here on
Yes. Just in case they need to know where it is.
It was an ode to his grandmother. He said that was his favorite pan. You remember it as a child, and you have it everywhere.
Correct.
Everywhere you go, you have the pan.
So the best thing about this is we use a ton of butter. So we're going to get this little cast iron pan hot. I'm going to put some butter.
I think all grandmothers were the same.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
load it with butter.
Of course.
Fried chicken, load it with butter.
Right. And so we really put a pretty generous amount of butter in here and get it going. And then what we're going to do, put a little batter in each one. And you can see that butter kind of browns.
Because that adds a nuttiness to it too, right?
Yeah.
A little nuttiness flavor to it, that brown butter.
And I'm just looking to put a little bit of color on the bottom of these. And then you just keep rolling along. So you get about halfway, a little bit of color, and we just flip them over in here.
And that butter helps them not to stick at all. So it's
All
just,
that butter, there's nothing sticking.
Exactly.
yeah.
Once we get the pancakes like that, they're pretty much done. They come out. It goes really quick. So what we're going to do here, take our meatballs. We're going to throw those into a little pot we've got over here. Take these pancakes, and we just kind of arrange them around on the plate. We're going to hit them with a teeny bit of powdered sugar. And then I have some lingonberries down here. And you can get these at specialty stores. They come from Sweden. It's kind of like a currant. It's a little round berry, and they make this jam out of it, and it's a little tart and a little sweet. And we just put, a couple dollops around.
Oh, wow. Does that look good?
And that's at the Swedish pancake with Swedish meatballs.
And this is available for Sunday brunch.
Correct.
What time is your Sunday brunch?
11 to 3, and I make everyone myself.
What are you sharing the secrets to next?
We have an amazing pasta that I guarantee nobody's ever seen before, and an amazing secret that's going to change your pasta.
Oh, we like amazing secrets. You're watching the right show. It's Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. When we come back, somebody gets to take a taste. In fact, you all do. We've got more secrets from David Danielson when we return. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned. We've made our way over to the PNC Bank tasting table with a great group of folks here. They're always the ones that get to take a taste first. Now, of course, everybody's having a chance to take a taste, but we always like to get the opinion, and Jenny Walker's here to do just that. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Hi. And before you dive in, let me just ask, have you been to Ada?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, you know, their Sunday brunch is becoming a very popular thing. This is on the menu. What'd you think of it as Dave was preparing it?
I think it's fascinating. I mean, I like the sweet and savory aspect of it, and I would never have thought to put allspice in a meatball.
Yeah, I want you to take a taste. While you're doing that, I'll just say that I thought it was fabulous that he paid an ode to his grandmother, which I always have a heart toward because my grandmother was such an instrumental person in my life, especially in the kitchen. So let me ask, how does it taste?
It's delicious. And actually, I'd probably eat it like a taco, where you stick the meatball in the middle and fold it up.
Idea.
It was wonderful.
What are some of the flavors that you get?
I get the allspice. I absolutely do, and I get the lingonberry. The sweetness comes right through, and the creaminess in the pancakes. Yeah, that's because of the butter.
Perfect. Good match. All right, Jenny, thank you. We appreciate that. We've got more secrets upcoming. Have you ever heard of pasta made with espresso? Well, you're about to learn the secrets when we come back on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird along with Kevin Harned, and today we're cooking with Chef Dave Danielson from Ada Restaurant. By the way, how were those Swedish meatballs and pancakes? Woo! I want to tell you something.
Well, I thought Jenny had a good idea. She said, you know, she could like fold it almost like a taco.
Yeah,
and,
there you
eat
go.
it, which was, I thought, brilliant.
Hey,
because then you get
takes.
all of the flavors in one bite.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to have to go home and check it out.
I'm about to try it right now.
Right, there you go.
And it really was Grandma's recipe because you've got the card, the original card.
How about that?
Love that.
And the other thing too, when I make the meatballs, one of the unique things, and it's written on here, was that my grandma only used the yolk instead of the whole egg because it makes the meatball softer.
Oh, another
So
secret.
if you use whole eggs, that egg white, you know, that how it hardens up. If you just use the yolks, the meatballs stay a little more tender and soft.
So your grandmother was sharing the secrets with you.
There you go. I got it right here.
That's great.
See what you learn when you're 95?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's wise. All right, well, we're now on to our next dish. This is, I just teased it in the commercial break, this is pasta made with espresso.
This is dried spaghetti, right? And what we do is I take that dried spaghetti, we open it up, we put it in a pan, instant espresso, and I take a little bit of hot water, and I add this instant espresso into the hot water, and then we pour that over the top of the dried pasta. And then I put that in the cooler, and I let that sit overnight. And what happens is the dried pasta absorbs all that espresso, and it becomes just like fresh pasta. Okay?
Wow.
So this is it. This is the pound of pasta with about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of espresso. It's sat overnight. You can see how soft it is, right? And this is still raw. So we're going to take a little bit of pasta. We're going to drop that right into the boiling water. And then I've got some shrimp. We're going to put a little salt and pepper on those. We're going to throw these shrimp in here.
Those don't take long to cook either,
No,
the red shrimp.
these are just a little white shrimp, really nice. Then I've got a little bit of mushrooms, creminis that I've sliced and sauteed, and a little bit of spinach. So we're going to add all those kind of ingredients in here and just let them cook a little bit, get that shrimp going. And so in keeping with the idea of the breakfast, how we're going to finish this is we're going to make a carbonara. And so a carbonara, for those of you who don't know, is a cream sauce that's basically thickened with egg yolk. So you've got coffee, eggs, bacon, shrimp, some vegetables, right? Hey!
All in one plate.
And a little cream for my coffee.
You see where this is going, right? So we're going to add a teeny bit of cream to this, okay?
A little cream in your coffee?
Yeah, how about that?
We're going to add a little bit of Parmesan,
That's going to be good.
right? And
I
so
like
we
your
just
definitions of a little bit and just a teeny.
yeah, just a little butter and cream, you know. And now that we've got that kind of going like that, that cream's heating, this pasta is nice
Looking
and
good?
ready.
Yeah, you can still see it. The color's infused
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
the
It's still, you
espresso.
can see it still looks like that.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to add that pasta into
And
that.
don't worry about rinsing it. People,
No.
put it in.
And then what we're going to do,
Oh.
that's all right.
There goes the
I put
egg.
an extra one in. There's the yolk, right? And so now we're just going to mix that yolk into that. Let it cook over this heat for just a minute or two. And what happens is you really want to move it. You want to do this really quick and then get it off the heat because you don't want that egg to scramble, right?
Or the shrimp to overcook. 'Cause that's,
Correct. So what we're going to do here, just going to get a little bit of that pasta, just like that. I'm going to get a couple shrimpies on there. Look at this thing. And then we're going to get a little of that bacon and mushroom and all that good stuff. And then we're just going to top it with another teeny bit of Parmesan. And there you go. Espresso carbonara.
That looks delicious.
And really simple if you prepare it.
Well, that's it. So much of that stuff you can make ahead of time. Just put it
Exactly.
all together. Folks that may or may not have been to Atta, tell them where you're located.
We are at Brownsboro and 264, kind of right by Brownsboro Hardware Store. Across from Fresh Market is the former Anoush Bistro. And so at our restaurant, we're open Tuesday through Saturday and Sunday brunch from 11 to 3.
Dave, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Being here.
Thank you, brother.
We have to say goodbye. We hope you've had a good time, yes? For folks at home that maybe want to be a member of the studio audience, it's easy to do. Just log on to mintjuleptours.com. If you have a chance, you can also find us on YouTube. All of the freshest episodes air there first. Just search out and seek out Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harned. We'll see you next time on another edition of Secrets.